to Controversial Talk Radio. I'm Marcus.
And I'm Mr. Cool.
And today we're going to be covering a couple of topics, but the first thing we want to talk about is you're going to have to address that person that said that your video was faker than your parents' marriage.
Well, I was talking about that. If you think that the video that we showed about 10/14/08 was fake, then I think you got to take another look at that as I zoomed out and zoomed back in over a house into the photo. So I think you should recap your analysis and actually see what I am seeing through the camera as I zoom out over a rooftop and zoom back in to the actual thing that we are shooting.
Now, there is another idiot that I think you should address, and he said it was a flashlight.
Well, it's kind of funny if it was a flashlight. How the heck would I have a flashlight over a rooftop? That's kind of weird.
And filmed it at the same damn time.
Filmed it at the same time to have a flashlight over a roof. I think you have to reanalyze your thinking and go back and do the research.
See, here's the thing. It just goes to show you that 90% of people... No, we're not going to go that far because there's a lot of people that did realize it. There's a lot of good comments out there. We thank you for your comments, by the way, for those of you who've done the research and know what's going on and have intelligence. But there's a lot of people out there that have about the IQ of a plug. And that means they're only going to go where their little brains can allow them. So that is reality. You didn't analyze it. It's not a flashlight because he wasn't flying invisible brooms, unless you believe in that. And then he zoomed at 20x. 20x. Do you even comprehend what 20x is? It was very far.
At 20 times, okay?
That's 20 times normal. So if you want to experiment with that, take a camera, point it towards yourself, and zoom it in 20 times.
And I want to make another comment for the person that said that that video was a different video. If you look at the time on the video, it is exactly in sync, which will prove that it is the exact same video that was shot continuously until we cut off to go to the night version, and that was also in sync.
That's right. Same day, different times. Just like this video is going to be the same day, different times. Well, unless it goes over, then it'll be a running on to the next day.
Well, we're already in 12 o'clock our time, so it's already the next day for us.
Yep, so it'll go in sync.
10:26, so it'll be in sync.
Now, there's another little thing we're going to comment before we go on to the rest of today's show, and that's Preacher for the Deaf. You made a comment to us at our YouTube, and you said that there was a Alabama in South Africa. We pulled up the map and cannot find it. Did you find it?
I wasn't able to find a city, state, or anything of Alabama in South Africa. If you could, or anyone out there that has seen an Alabama in South Africa, please pinpoint the exact location. And please don't make it a place like a church or anything like that.
Yeah, because see, the whole thing is, you got to remember, religions are man-made, okay? So a church would not be in the area of expertise. It'd have to be a city, something that's tangible, something that's easily able to be seen, okay? Now, let's go on to a little topic of debate that people, because I'm not going to convince you of your beliefs, I'm not going to change your beliefs, but it's not my fault you're living a lie. First off, evolution is a joke. It's a lie. It's been dismissed by science, by the way, because apes, chimpanzees, and orangutan carry the HIV virus in their system. Evolution's a joke. It don't exist. Religion has also been dismissed by science. So if you believe in any of these lies, then that's your problem. You can live in your box. But you got to remember, Sumerian texts go back to 4000 BC. Now, if you remember this, the Hebrew Bible was supposed to be the original Bible, and that was in 2000 BC. We got writings in 4000 BC. That's 2,000 years older. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this much. Reality is, do the research. You're going to have to look this up yourself, because reality is, this ain't for me to change your mind. This is for you to do the research. Because you know what? There's so much out there that you don't know. And if you think you know everything, then that just shows it reality. Because those who think they know it all absolutely know nothing.
That's exactly right. And we also have proof that UFOs also existed back in the Bible days. And there's a quote from here that says, from Isaiah 4:5, "And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and upon her assembled a cloud, and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense. Yahweh will place an object by day over Mount Zion, that will be a glorious canopy. At night it will appear, glowing brightly. Defense, canopy, shining, brilliancy, and flaming goes glowing." Now, what would be glowing way back then?
See, that's the strange part, because see, what people forget is in biblical times, one, the people were simple. They weren't writing science fiction novels, they weren't making money. Their whole job was what they saw is what they wrote. You can go back to the Indians, which were after that. They pictured their hunt, what they did on the cave. They drew it. That was their way of communicating of what happened. So if they wrote it, pretty much they were honest. There's another little thing.
There's another one which I thought was kind of interesting from Ezekiel. It said, and this was containing to a glowing spinning metallic craft. 1:4. "And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it. And out of the midst thereof, as color of amber, out of the midst of the fire, a rushing, windy, great thundercloud like flying craft flew out of the north. The vehicle had the appearance of brilliant, glowing fire all around it. In the center of the illumination, the vehicle was polished metal."
Gee, polished metal. Polished metal and craft. And craft. Because, I mean, let me ask you this, and just for your people, you can comment on this, and remember, on these videos right here, we only want intelligent comments. So if you're going to post something like, up yours, or Mr. Cool, you're a fag, it's not going to go in, okay? Because the bottom line is, I only want intelligent people. You want to ask a question? You're more than welcome to ask a question, but here's reality. You put the Bible. How many of you actually read it? Or did you just go on Sundays and listen to what the priest told you it said? Did any of you ever read it? How many people do you think actually read the book?
There's probably a very small percentage that actually read it from cover to cover. Most of them just go to church and listen to what the priests tell you, but remember, the priest is only telling you what they want you to hear. Just like any other religion wants you to hear what they want you to hear, and that's about it. So if you actually go through the Bible cover from cover, you could come up with your own conclusions of what religion actually is supposed to be for you.
You know, here's another little thing about religions. In the church view, it says that there is one God. One God. But if you read the Bible, it doesn't say that, because even in Genesis, it even says that, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness." Well, I don't know about you, but the last time I checked, our is plural, more than one.
Yes, and for those of people that want to debate that if Jesus wasn't alien or anything like that, because they never really said that they're going to bring, God didn't say He's going to bring Jesus down to be a human. He said He's going to create Jesus in His image, in our image, which is human beings. So He brought down to look like us when He came down here, but doesn't necessarily mean He was us. I mean, you could debate this, go back and forth, and yeah, He was human, whatever, but
reality, we weren't there, and there's been so many history that's been obscured. Okay, the city of Alexandria destroyed. Records of our history destroyed. Pompeii destroyed. A lot of the Mayan cities, temples destroyed. So you do not have the complete picture. So as far as I'm concerned, not one of you out there have the right to say, well, I already know how we came about. Because no, you don't. You have no clue. And the reality of this is, it goes back farther, because you have cave drawings. You have biblical texts, you have cave drawings. If this phenomenon was just them, then I'm pretty sure it would have been over a long time ago. Pretty much, there are so many documents out there on the internet. Okay, I am not going to read all this on this show, but if next week, is it next week we're going to Area 51?
Yeah, next week we'll be at Area 51 sometime. I can't tell the specific date, because that would
jeopardize